Okay, so this video, I'm going to walk you through some of the things that I've made this year in preparation for the spring season, some of the things I'm working on now, and I'm going to talk about some of the things I'll have to make before the end of the season. Because I'm trying to build up to 50 hives this summer from 31 last summer, I have to build a lot of equipment this summer to build up another additional 19 hives. That will include nucs and resource hives, so it's not as much as you'd think, but it's still thousands of dollars worth of equipment, a lot of frames. So, walking you through some of that. All right, a little bit of Santa's workshop going on here. So, if you look here, it's a resource hive. Stand in my own shadow here. Resource hive. Lots of deeps and some mediums there, and I'm making more. So, all right, this is my shed outside. This year I've already made all of these covers, so I made 8 covers, one from last year. These bottom boards I made from last year, and I got one. This is the only deep I didn't use last year, and then all of these 22 nuke boxes. And they're pretty, they're for nuke sales actually. And then I also made this year 2 swarm pallets, swarm pallets. They're 4-way pallets, but I put my swarms on these pallets, so I can see I gotta hit the paint. I got a little touch up to do on these, but made these over Christmas, the nuke boxes and the pallets. I do have to make another 2 pallets and quite a few more deeps and mediums still. Alright, in this next clip, I had a better clip where I explained what I was doing, so I'm going to do a little voiceover here. What I'm doing is putting together a deep box here that I had cut on my table saw. I'm over there grabbing some pieces. I glue the end pieces first. There's a rabbeted joint, so there's a 90-degree angle. I glue both sides of the 90-degree to get a better coverage of glue. And then you see this white thing that I put it on. That's a jig that I made to get a pretty square start on my box, although the rabbet keeps it pretty square, so I don't have to do much squaring. Now you can see there. Now that wasn't glue on the frame rail section. That was just the way the table saw had cut it because I'm using plywood. I put a few nails in it to hold it initially, 1 or 2. And then a total of 5 on each joint going that way, and then later I hit it with another nail going the other way. I'm nailing the second side piece in. Adding that sideways nail going through the other piece, the side piece into the end piece, hitting down a little bit. That my nail gun has a tough time making it through all that plywood. Now the other side. Now this, I don't need it in the jig anymore because it's already got the right angle to begin with, and it kind of squares everything up pretty nice. So I'm putting the other end on and getting it lined up. Then just hit it with a few nails. So now I'm going to show you how to put together my resource boxes. These are 4 frame nucs that are side by side on a bottom board. Same idea as the other ones, they're deep. See, I try to put the rough side on the inside of the hive, and the bees actually like the rough side because they propolis up it more. I'm just going to tap this together with some nails. I'm not the only person doing work in the neighborhood. You can hear my neighbor doing grinder work at his house. Once you get it in there, it holds it really square, so the rabbited joint is good for that it squares them off really nicely. I'm going to add the end. Okay, so now I've made 10 mediums, 3 deeps, and 6 resource hives boxes. So I still have to make resource hive bottom and a bunch of stuff, probably 20 more deeps before spring, but I'm started. Still have to cut the handles using my jig, but that'll take about an hour. This only took about an hour and 20 minutes to get this done. So fun. Okay, so I'm ready to make the handles here. Here is the jig that I mentioned that I'll link in the description. It works pretty good. So all I have to do is I take, this is the side with the frame rest right here and right here. So I get the short end of the wedge lined up about middle. And I'm going to do C-clamps here. So I take one C-clamp. I come up under like this. Actually, tighten it up. And this other C-clamp, I do the same. I like to come from underneath because it gets in the way of the saw if I don't. Now that's set up. Now the saw, you got to experiment on a piece of plywood to see how it works best. But I have this already set up. Now I've found that if I have the object, the blade away from me, I won't get all the chips coming at me. And that's a smarter, safer way to go. And I go like this. I start at the top. I open up the guard like this. And then I just start going. So that's not perfect and it's not the biggest handhold, but it is the cheapest solution. So do you see that handhold? Looks pretty good. I'll do another for you. Again, put it this way. It actually takes me as long to cut these handholds as it does to nail the pieces together. So it does take some time. If I had faster clamps, that would help. These work good. And I'm going to set it again. This guard. Alright, here's the bottom board to the resource hive. I basically just liquid nails these 2x4s to some 2x6s that I ripped to the right size. One entrance is on this side, one entrance is on this side by side stacked 4 frames. Okay, here are the migratory covers that I made. They're not perfect. I use plywoods for all of it, but for these I usually don't, but I was running low on other stuff. I'm just going to show you what I do last but not least. I cut a hole in the middle using this drill. There you go. This is for feeding, the feeding hole, and that one's done, ready to paint. And I have a little cover that I put on these. I'll show you in another video. Okay, since January 1st, I have built 21 deeps, 24 mediums, 2 resource hives with 6 boxes. It's 3 levels tall with double-sided, with bottom boards. I put together 200 frames and built 22 22 nucs, I think. So I've been busy, 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 but I still got more to go. The joy of being a growing beekeeper. Okay, I've been a busy little elf preparing for the upcoming season. I built 21 deeps, 24 mediums, 22 nucs, 2 4-way pallets, 2 resource hives, and I'm still working on more. So this last build was not too big, but I at least have 2 more builds to go before I reach my goal of 36 deeps and about 36 mediums and another 1 more pallet, and then I should be ready for the new season. You all have a good week, and may your bee season preps go well too.